Hi. Today, I wanted to really share kind of a special story with you and some of the things that's been going on in my thoughts as I work every day on how to create this Artful Giving community. And I said that I would get back to you to tell you more about it. Um, but today, I would like to start out by addressing this question that I always, or assumption that I get from everybody saying, wow, I really can't do art like you, and you're creative, and I'm not. I don't have a creative bone in my body. And people say that to me all the time. And so I've been thinking about, what is creativity? And is that something that person just gets on their own or what? So my story of creative journey begins when I was back in fifth grade. Came here from Japan, not knowing a word of English, couldn't understand anything anybody was saying. Whenever I said something in class, people would laugh at me. And so one day, when it was time to do some painting class for the holidays, I showed up and painted a watercolor deer in a mountain that I remember painting in Japan. And that really made a difference in my life in how people saw me from that day on. And that was such a good experience for me to think that art could do something like that for you. And I guess it's because I see art as a universal language. It's something that without speaking, you could relate your message and stories to others around you. And after that, I kind of forgot about it for a while, and I was busy trying to learn English. And then the second thing that came my way is when I was starting a business in Pioneer Square, my hair salon, and I was so busy that I really had hardly any attention to pay anything. And one day for lunch, I went out into the Pioneer Square community and I started to walk, and I saw this store called the Paper Cat. It was owned by this old guy with a white beard, this long, I couldn't believe it. He and his wife owned the store. His wife carried stationaries, and he had stamps and rubber stamps and ink pads and all kinds of things to make creative things with it. And his store was just lined with square little tiny pieces of stamp. And I walked in and I saw this one beautiful little holiday scenery that glittered and was on a card. And I was just like, wow, this is beautiful. So I walked up to him and I asked him, how do you make this? And he said, I'll show you. And he bought 4 stamps and stamped different things, printed some glitter and embossed the glitter with hot air gun. And there it was. And I said, wow, this is beautiful. I said, where can I learn how to do this? And he said, well, I already taught you. What are you waiting for? Just go ahead and get started. So I walked out of there, I think, with over $200 worth of stuff that I bought, stamps and inks and all kinds of things. And then I went home and I just wasn't motivated to use it. So I put it away in my closet for another 3 years. And then when my dog Yumi died, all of a sudden I heard her calling and she said, I want you to make me a handmade memorial card. And that message got me going, and I ran to the closet and got it out, all the stuff out, and I made this really cute memorial card for my dog who had passed away. And since that day on, I started to stamp like crazy. And so then it finally led to me teaching art and stamping classes at 3 of the local art and stamp stores. And I did that for quite a few years. And I must have been crazy because in order to do that, I had to make so many templates and samples. And I would bring this ready-made kit to my class, and everybody got papers that were cut out, stamps that were there, punches that were there, and we'd work on creating different projects. And it was really fun, but it was a lot of work. I remember I used to carry like 3 or 4 boxes of stuff to do my class. And then here I'll show you even like something that we did that was so labor intensive. And I like to show you this little holiday calendar. And can you imagine, this took like 5 hours to do. And you could just about imagine how many stamps and different products that it took to do that. So after a while, I started to think like, God, I just started to feel very inhibited. Like if I wanted to do a one little thing and change something on that one little thing that was not on the stamp, I had to go and find another stamp that kind of represented what I felt like. And I would end up with all these different stamps. And it was sort of like, you know, I couldn't even draw a leaf. I would stamp the leaf, or I would punch out the leaf. And it's just, and I ended up with this whole bunch of stuff in a room and in my craft room, and I could hardly move. I mean, you won't believe it, how much stuff I had. And then one day, finally, I said, I'm making all these things and it doesn't even look like me. It doesn't look like me. It doesn't feel like me. And I didn't really enjoy telling people that this was my card or this is what I made. Although the public really loved it, and I sold a ton of it for animal fundraisers and donated the money. And I just had so much fun doing that. But so since that day, yeah, I finally came to the point where I said, I really can't handle all this stuff. I need to minimalize my things. So I got rid of, probably up to this point, I probably got rid of 80% of my stuff. And I decided I wanted to go light. I wanted to do something simple, and I wanted to do something with maybe a little palette of watercolors and a couple brushes. And when I decided to do that, and then I said, I'm going to learn how to draw things, and I'll make my own things. I don't need stamps. And that's just probably was the most awakening moment for me as a person to practice and express my creativity. And it wasn't that easy. It's not like I did it right off the bat. I had to, you know, daily practices, and I'm always studying and practicing. And today, I still feel like, is this really me? You know, do I really need to, gee, I wish I could find my style. So I'm no different than you. I'm just always feeling that I'm not really there yet. And so in creating this Artful Giving community, I really thought about what is it that I could really, what kind of philosophy could I create this community under? And one of the things that I had to say is, it is really not for people who just think that they're going to come and making their artwork better or paint better. It's more than that. So I have like 6 points that I want to share with you today. What I think are the things that you need to have to fit into this community, or if you're a right fit for this, because you're probably wondering, well, what the heck is it? And so maybe I could express it in this way. And so number one is, are you ready to stop procrastinating and commit? I think that's the main thing. It's a lot of people want to do things, but they don't really commit to the daily practice or to giving much thought about it. And so it is for a place where people really, really want to come and say, you know, I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to start doing things and making things happen. And so the next one is to uncover the magic of simplicity and beauty in life. So it is more than just drawing and painting. It's really about leading your work into creating a magic of simplicity and beauty in life. And you'll see how this will translate out into your whole life once you get going. So, do you want help with unleashing your creativity? I think that I could help you to do that. I really feel like the things that I did and practiced myself that helped me to unleash my creativity is what I could teach you. So Do you want deeper connection with others in your life? Do thoughtful, kind things to other people to make their life happier one. And if you're craving for that, this is the community for you. Do you want to empower yourself to create a happy day every day? I think with all that's going on right now, so many bad news, so many downers. I myself really got down last night and listening to the news. And so I think that we need to commit ourselves to really do things, make things with our hands, give things to people, build our skills to really overcome some of the negativity that's been going on in life. And do you want to find a purpose and freedom in your life? I think that this infusing creativity into your whole life, in everything you do, it really helps you to find your purpose and freedom in life. And just another little thing about my business was, I always, look to see how could I stand out as a business. I had all these philosophies inside of me, but I had no way of communicating that to the clients. And I think it's when I discovered creativity and creative ways of thinking, that's when I was able to break out and I was able to show our clients and the community and the world who we were really. And I did so much of that through creativity, art, words, and all those things that really helped to brand my business. So in business and life is all the same. So this is what I hope to see come out of the community. And I hope that you will join me in the journey. I don't think you'll be sorry.